But for me, a brand is really a result of your customers or audiences' emotional feelings about you, right? So,
Yeah.
for example, if you say Nike, so what's your emotional feeling about Nike when you hear the name Nike? For me, it's about trust and quality. Okay,
Yeah.
it can be different to some people, but to me personally, that's my impression about that brand.
Yeah.
Now, if you ask about a general term, say pizza.
Shakies.
Oh yeah, we have the same. We are the same.
This episode is brought to you by the Accounting Starter digital course for small businesses. It's a 7-module self-paced course that teaches you the basics of accounting, and it comes with a free access to our accounting and payroll software. Check it out at accountingcourseph.com. Hey everyone, welcome to the new episode of our podcast. I'm Fiona and I'm with my co-host Dennis. And today we will be talking about using personal branding to make money online this 2022. Without further ado, let's get started.
DX Your Life and Business, helping you in digital transformation. Hey, welcome to the Digital Transformation Academy podcast. Again, my name is Dennis Hilario and with me is Fiona, and we give you our best thoughts and tips about digital transformation, productivity, and innovation. So, if you're new here, kindly consider subscribing and smashing the like button as it helps our channel or podcast reach out to more people like you. Let's get started. Okay, Fiona, how's life? How's the world treating you these days?
I'm doing okay, just a bit back lately because it's my midterms week. So I had some exams this week.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. In my case, I have open again my accounting starter digital course. So right now it's on early bird enrollment, but it's going to be under official opening by Saturday, March 26th. So I hope you check it out at accountingcourseph.com. So on top of that, I've been busy with a lot of stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've been, grooming another digital course that we also talk about
Yeah.
digital marketing, creating your own website. So you guys watch out about that. And then, of course, some consulting jobs with our company, HCore.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe is going to be a very busy year, especially now that the pandemic is subsiding, and
Yeah.
hopefully the economy can get back on its track again.
Yeah. I heard you're also back to doing face-to-face meetings. That's why you've been coming to Manila. How's that
Yes,
been?
there's a lot of requests already about face-to-face meetings, on-site
Yeah.
visits. Our team has already started visiting our clients on site,
Mm.
which is somehow exciting as well because
Yeah.
it helps us explore the world again. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, so let's dive right to the topic.
Mm-hmm.
A very quick backstory. I started launching my personal branding out of like my passion, to write. Actually, I'm also a creative person. I love
Yeah.
writing. I started writing back in 2006, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
just posting random blogs about life, about business and whatnot. So by 2018, I believe, or 2017, I started the idea of using my personal brand to reach out to our customers, specifically for our business.
Mm-hmm.
So from there on, I didn't think about monetizing it. Recently, because of the pandemic, I started my digital course, which is the accounting, and now I'm gradually building traction, attracting
Mm-hmm.
my audience, and it also benefits our company because some of them are, enterprise businesses who really needs help, particularly in business process automation. So, in relation to our main topic, using personal branding to make money online, before giving you some tips and techniques on how to execute, let's talk about what branding is first. You, Fiona, what's your take about branding?
Okay, so for me, what branding is really just something that identifies a certain organization or company. And there are a lot of businesses who tend to not really see the long term value of what branding is, or sometimes they don't prioritize it. But for me, it's really something that holds a huge importance, especially if you want to grow, because that's what's going to set you apart. A personal branding is what's going to set you apart. So a perfect example is you've been building your brand on digital transformation, and it's something that you're not the only one build doing digital transformation in this time, but because of that branding, the personal branding that you set your personal twist to it, it sets you apart from other people who does it. And just because there's a brand to it, but what you're doing like itself is so many people are doing as well, but it's the branding that will really set you apart. So for me, branding is a crucial part of your company or your business or organization, because or even if like you're, let's say, an influencer, right? And we have a huge pool of influencers already, but the question for me, for everyone, has been how can you make sure you stand out from that? And I think that it starts from the personal branding that you want to build, the message that you send, which we'll get to later. Like there are some questions that can help you build branding, but for me it's really your identity also as a company, as an organization. Yes.
Yeah, that's sounds about right and accurate. No? But to me, in addition to that, because a lot of people think or traditionally think that branding is all about logos, design,
Yeah.
product impressions, or sometimes it's a brand promise, or it can be a sum of the impressions you made to your audience. But for me, a brand is really a result of your customers or audiences' emotional feelings about you, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, if you say Nike, di ba? So what's your emotional feeling about Nike when you hear the name Nike? For me, it's about trust and quality, di ba? When I hear the word or the name Apple, it's more of like prestige. Okay,
Yeah.
it can be different to some people, but to me personally, that's my impression about that brand.
Yeah.
Now, if you ask about a general term, say pizza, di ba? The first thing, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? First
Pizza.
brand.
Shakey's.
Oh yeah, we have the same. We are the same.
Yeah, the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the burger?
Burger King.
Me is McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or for example, in business, an entrepreneur. To me, the first person who comes to my mind is Gary Vaynerchuk. Di ba?
Mm.
For marketing, it's Seth Godin. Pag naman product design, branding design, it's Chris Do. Di ba?
Yeah.
So basically, that's what branding is. No? So if you talk about a certain market niche, you have like the first person or first company in mind. At the
Right.
same time, again, your emotional feelings towards that brand. Like in
Yes.
my case, if I ask people, I believe if I ask people or my friends or clients what they think about me,
Mm.
I have the impression that I'm the go-to person when it comes to technology and business process automation and solutions.
Yeah.
So that's how important your brand is because that will make you, like you said, stand out from a sea of competition, di ba, in your
Yes.
market. So if
Mm.
they search for something in Google, another example, no, like cosmetic products. So they'll see a lot of cosmetic products together with you. If you have like an SEO optimization initiative. But if they see that in the first page of the Google, if they see that the first page of Google, and they've heard about you before, or your story somehow resonated with them or in them, then you'll have the first click or first call advantage. Di ba?
Yeah.
Yun. So that's my take on branding or personal branding. So the next question now is how do you build your brand? Di ba? Ikaw, what's your take about it? How do you
Um.
think a person or a company can build his or her brand?
Yeah. I think there are, for me, there are specific questions that you can ask yourself, if you're an owner or if you want to build your own brand, however it may be. Some of the questions that you can start to ask yourself is, well, first, what is the message that you're trying to send? So it's really important that you're fighting for something, or you have a message that you want to send to the people, because that shows that you are not just selling something, but you're really trying to help and you're trying to serve, because that's what is supposed to be for your products or your services. So what is the message you're trying to send? So that will translate to the, let's say, the logo, the colors that you use, the feel of your business, what your social media will look like, right? So before all those specific things come back to the message that you try to send to your consumers. And then that what follows that is, how does your product serve the consumers? So in what way does your services or your product serve them, or what is the problem that you're trying to solve with that? Because that will also translate with how you're gonna visually look like, what your branding will be, the tone that you will set, and also, because you were talking about emotions and everything, what do you want your consumers to feel when they see your business, when they see your branding, when they walk in your restaurant or whatever? What do you want them to feel? That will translate as well to your branding. And then the last one that you can kind of sit on also is, what are the words that you associate with your product or service? Because that's why we have something called mind mapping, because that's when you get to it's a great technique. It's a great way to start when building your brand. It's just the words or everything that you associate with your products or your service. Because from there, you can filter out things and eventually build your personal branding. So that's my take on it. Like, just some questions that you can start with, so you can continue to filter out what will really be your personal branding. Yeah. How about
Right.
you?
Yeah. You mentioned before that you guys also do your branding initiatives for your church, right? For
Yeah.
your
So
is
with
it for
that,
programs?
yeah, so when in youth, we kind of have our own series. So we showcase a different series every month, and with all those series on which topic will be about, it has its own branding. So one example is, we had a topic, or a three series parter called Love Lies. So it will we talked about love and everything like that. And then, when before everything, we tried to create our own branding with it also. So the process of that, just to share it real quick, is, when we had branding ideations and meetings, we would kind of start with really just kind of asking these similar questions: that, what is the message we're trying to send, or what do we want everyone who will hear the message to feel? And then from there, we were kind of ideating on, again, which colors to use that will fit these elements in the branding, that will translate that, or what will it visually look like, the production design and everything. It will all come down to the branding. It will all come down to what message we're trying to send ultimately to the young people, that will make them feel a certain way when they hear the message, because they see that this is the branding, this is what it visually looks like. So yeah, that's something that we personally do in youth, that really also helped me then develop my skill in branding and creating my own branding with it. So yeah.
Oh yeah, those are good use cases that you mentioned
Yes.
about branding. No? In my case, my take on it is that before we talk about how we build your brand, let's talk about marketing first, because
Okay.
there's a lot of confusion about what is
Mm,
branding, what is marketing. Some people are marketing based, some people are branding based. No,
yeah.
but to me, marketing is about first positioning yourself or your product, and then you mentioned also your message is important, and then
Yeah.
next is promoting your business yourself. So through awareness and advertising, the one we talked about last time, paid advertising. No, so that's one part of marketing. So the activities that you do in your marketing, the combination and the holistic uh, way that you do in your marketing will result to your brand,
Yeah.
'di ba? Or the impression, or like you said, overall emotion that your audience or customers feel about you. I think the one you mentioned earlier, that you're really mindfully doing it. You're really brainstorming about what colors, what impressions, what emotions that you like, which is good. So these marketing activities results to the actual brand impression that you make
Yeah.
for your audience. No,
Yeah, so
so
marketing is kind of like the follow through or the action steps that follow
right,
from
the tactics,
making your brand.
the different
Yes.
action plans. That's the marketing efforts. No, so the holistic or the high level term for it is marketing, and then the result of marketing is your brand in general, di ba?
Mm.
So one example is like, do you position, like, let's talk about business, no? If you have a personal brand for business, like, do you position yourself as an online course creator like myself, no, for business
Yeah.
owners, or do you position yourself as a digital marketing course creator specific for musicians, di ba? Yan, mga
Yes.
marketing ano yan analysis, no, or segmentation. Are you a freelancer who offers service to restaurants or specifically for retail companies,
Mm.
or a business owner that educates people about your product? So,
Yeah.
say you have a business, you have cosmetic products, and then you educate them about it. So that's positioning yourself, no? So once you have positioned yourself, siguro synonymous yun sa who's your target market, di ba? Then what is your message? Is it
Mm.
about your passion to help them grow their business and their bottom line? Is it about your dedication to build or curate quality merchandise if you're into retail
Yeah.
to help a specific market segment? So so now yung tinatawag nating copyright, this is where copywriting comes in,
Yes.
which is an important aspect of personal branding or marketing in general, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So, what's your take about, or what are your tips about copywriting?
Mm. Copywriting is will set the tone and the language of your business. So everything that you will be showcasing, it all comes back again to your branding. So when people think branding, they think, yeah, they think it's just logos and design, but also it comes back to your language, to your tone, and that's when people will like that's when they'll identify or know, okay, this is his business, this is his company because of the branding that you set in your copywriting. So maybe just a couple of tips that I learned also when doing copywriting is first is you can start with just free writing. So again, with the message that you try to send, right, you can kind of like just lay it down, kind of just dump it, what it means for you and everything, and then that's when you can really fix it. I think a good tip would be don't force it. Don't say something that you won't really say in real life. Don't say something that that looks not authentic enough. So be authentic with it. So free writing is a good start, just to help you kind of get your thoughts out as well with your products and services, what you really want your consumers to feel. And then when it comes to the actual thing, make it short and straightforward. I think in this generation, that's what we would appreciate now, is just to make things straightforward. They
Yeah, you
don't
have
want to.
short attention span.
Yeah.
You
Well,
guys.
that's reality of it. But also it's better to have it to make it straightforward and not beat around the bush. I think even mostly everyone would not want to read something super long and try to just sell it to you and everything. And then another one is again, it's super important to always in copywriting always recognize the problem you want to address,
Right.
because this is what the consumers will be drawn to. Like if they know that you are there to solve this problem, then that's what they'll be attracted in, because they're trying to find a solution. And then another one is to just focus on your consumers, focus on your target market. It's important to set your language to that and everything. And then also, I want to share from like a blog post by Amy Harrison. She said that good copywriting is like good driving. You shouldn't notice it. Good copywriting should make a customer think about the outcome, about what happens after the sale, what's possible, what the transformation is, and not about the writing. So instead of them focusing on the writing itself, they would focus on what they know will happen once they, invest in your business or get your products and everything. So yeah, those are some of my tips in copywriting.
Yeah, those are good ones. Again, just to add to that,
Yeah.
some suggestions in copywriting. If you intend to hone your writing skills, no, instead of hiring one, diba? Some people kasi they just hire copywriters, no. But again, if you intend to do it
Yeah.
yourself, my major tip is don't judge yourself. So
Yes.
quoting on Seth Godin, one of the top gurus in marketing, there's no such thing kasi as a writer's block. Uh,
Mm.
So you just feel that you have a block or writer's block because you're already judging yourself even before you start writing a thought.
Yeah.
Sabi mo nga, just write freely and then this is when editing comes in after. Di ba? So just
Mm.
write freely, don't judge yourself, and then once you build, a couple number of words, then just do editing. Di ba?
Yeah,
It's
for
free
sure.
naman, di ba? Another
Yes. Yeah.
tip is sympathy. So
Mm.
you have to sympathize with your audience, know them well. What are their pains, specific pains and struggles in their business or in their, what product you're offering or benefits of the product that you're offering. No, research also is very important. So get factual data, use cases, competition in the market. So this builds naman credibility, diba? So then when you write, don't sell,
Mm.
don't hard sell. People don't like the idea of being sold. So just be authentic, tell stories. People can relate to stories, and that's how they remember you. State
Yeah.
things that will make them feel good about you and your services. The next is make them feel that they are the hero in the
Mm.
story who's currently struggling in their problems, and you are the guide on how to help them. Because actually many movies are like that, diba? The hero is the one struggling in the story.
Yeah.
Sila yung underdog, and then most of the time there's a mentor. So the mentor, the sidekick, he's
Yeah.
the one
Yeah.
helping the hero be successful, diba?
Mm.
So be it like that. I got it from a book from Donald Miller. He wrote a book about building a story brand. Okay, next is instill curiosity, optimism, love, passion. And then more than fear. Some people kasi they're instilling fear, di ba? Or
Oh
vanity
yeah.
to convince their audience. I
Yes.
don't like that. I'm more of
Yeah.
instilling curiosity, optimism, and passion. Di ba? So once you have established the emotional response, the next is follow through by using logic. Di ba? So provide data on the positive outcomes for availing your products or services or providing limited offer discounts or something like that.
Yeah.
Then last is learn the art of writing hooks
Mm.
or headlines to catch your reader's attention. So there are a lot of examples on tips online and tips online. There's even a headline generator site where it can suggest a headline based on your subject.
Mm.
I also recommend the book by Russell Brunson, the .com Secrets, and some more sequels in that book. No, I learned a lot
Yeah.
from that book. No, so overall, messaging is a lifetime commitment. No,
Yeah.
you won't be able to spread your message with a single blog post or a single piece of content. So, or the examples that we mentioned should be structured as a series of messages and content, just like what you do in your church, diba?
Yeah.
So after copywriting is of course the distribution of your message. So
Yeah.
how you distribute that through blog posts and of course social media channels. No? So
Yes.
in my case, I do have presence in all major channels, no, from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. Actually, I'm the best example of people who have few followings but just consistently posting messages,
Yeah.
hoping to reach out to business owners that might
Hmm.
benefit from my content.
Yeah.
So I rely heavily on paid ads kasi. So but that doesn't stop me to still doing an organic post.
Mm-mm.
Why? Because I believe in slow growth,
Yeah.
just like other people who took them decades before they blew up. No, and in any case, even so, my market naman is not as huge as consumer products. No, and my intention is just to document my knowledge, even if it reaches a few hundred people. So I'm
Yeah.
saying this because a lot of people starts with their social media, and then they get discouraged right away if people are not engaging or responding. So, I think
Yeah.
the key there is consistency. It will take you years, but if the mindset is really just to authentically send your message, then I think, and some tactics and strategies that we've been talking about, then you'll get your traction in time. Diba? Do you
Yes.
have like some sample social media content that you can share with us?
Yeah. Right now, the reels and shorts are really reaching people, like, are
Organically,
creating organic reach.
right?
So I really highly suggest that for content. I know that that won't last forever, but then at least for this time as well, it's really important to maximize the platforms that are given that reaches organically, because that's what's gonna, get you more traction. So that's one, like, really filtered and or curated reels and shorts right now on Instagram, on YouTube. Another one is, I think it's really great to always make space for a question and answer. So whether that's from a blog post or whether that's on Instagram or a poll, a story, I think that would make it more interactive for you and your consumers. And so it's good to always make space for always hearing from your consumers as well. And then another one is organic content. And what I mean by that is, I think people now are really more drawn to just less heavily edited stuff. So when it comes to just videos, that's why TikTok is such a huge deal, because it's very organic. Like, don't take 10 hours to edit a video.
True. Yeah.
And so it's really good that that's not just on TikTok, but even on Instagram, that you look for organic content. Like, there's a company called We Are Not Really Strangers. So their products is a question cards. So it's a cards with a bunch of deep questions. And you can check out their content on social media, but it's very low effort. So they just film something, but it's still aesthetically pleasing, but then it's very low effort the way they do their marketing, and I think it really works. So for now, in this time, organic content is really what would help reach a lot of people, because it really shows authenticity. That's why it hits a lot. But
Right.
yeah, those are some of my tips for content.
In my case, regardless if you do organic or ad post or paid ad
Mm-hmm.
post, some examples. I have a list here. You can link your blog post if you do
Yeah.
blogs. No? You can repurpose your long video content to
Yes.
video clips for video
Yeah.
views that you can use later for targeting or retargeting. You can post photo engagement ads, podcast clips if you do podcasts, live streaming, especially in Facebook, is, I guess, the most effective way to attract organic reach. You can post a scheduled event for live streaming, and then once you do live, but it's a little bit tricky because some people are not really comfortable in facing the camera. But if you're someone who's really into this, I guess you have to have that courage. No? Gated offers, like when you say gated offers, it's a link for a freebie or free download, and then you just have to type your email or contact before you
Mm.
download it. Free consulting sessions. You can also post testimonial posts from your existing customers, credibility post, what are your credentials, objection post naman to answer objections that you hear from your leads or target audience. There's also time-sensitive webinars na you're inviting them to join your webinar with time limitations.
Yeah.
And then, of course, affiliate marketing, offering products from your different affiliates or partners. No?
That's good.
So, the last thing that I would like to discuss is email marketing. Okay, so on top of the social media for your distribution of your message is email marketing. So, why it is important? So, to me, Um, so the reason why we did the website episode before, we started with
Mm.
websites, social media, and paid ads, is that those channels should have an opt-in box for your newsletters
Yeah.
or for your email campaigns. No? As I mentioned before, an email list is the audience that you own. So the
Mm.
audience in your social media channels kasi are owned by these platforms. It's not yours. Diba? So if you have an email list, then you can send them messages anytime at a very low cost or if not free. No? So the tactic here is to use an opt-in box on your website or your gated offers or checkout pages. No? Hello Bar, there's a platform called Hello Bar that you can
Mm.
easily install in your website. No, actually that's the one I use. No, connected to my Mailchimp. So Mailchimp is the email platform that I use. Some more are ConvertKit, Send in Blue, HubSpot, Fresh Sales, Get Response, are some
Yeah.
email platforms that you can also use for your email marketing campaigns. No? Ayun. So you have other thoughts?
Mm. Yeah. I think email marketing is a kind of marketing strategy that hasn't really, like it's still people are still drawn to that now, especially professionals who utilize their emails a lot. So yeah, those are really good tips.
Yeah, some more consideration is may tinatawag na push notification marketing.
Yeah.
Doing push notifications to your browser or to your applications. And there's also SMS blast marketing. There are platforms that you can use for SMS. No? Kasi in email, kasi the disadvantage there is some of it goes to your spam and some of it are, you don't really pinapansin when you receive the email. So it's also important yung nabanggit natin kanina, yung hooks to catch the attention. So that's it for now about using personal branding. My last words about it is don't worry too much about branding, especially if you are being true and authentic with your purpose. Diba?
Yeah.
Then your brand comes naturally. It takes
Yeah.
hard work to spread your message. So the more emotions that you can touch, then the more people will be attracted to you. Just keep on doing the hard work, the marketing activities, the content, consistent contents, and the brand comes naturally. Probably you can review your brand on a per quarter or per year basis. So you can tweak a little if you think that it's not, being effective, diba?
Yeah.
So do you have last words about the branding, personal branding?
Yeah. It's really just know that creating your branding is not overnight, and don't pressure yourself to think to have it already like in a week. Sometimes it will take months, but just know that it will be worth it once you really get to build something that is uniquely yours because you have a specific message you want to send, even if, let's say, a certain product or service is saturated in the market. Like, what sets that apart is the branding you're going to build. So don't do it overnight because you can't really do that in that short of amount of time. Let it take some time and really sit on the purpose of your business and what you want, how you want to serve your consumers. Yeah. I have a question for everyone to really sit on. How much effort do you think you should spend on your personal branding versus company branding?
Right. Actually, the question relates to or similar to how much budget would you
Mhm.
spend for Facebook ads versus Google ads or something like that. Ano? So it goes hand in hand. So like in my case, what I do is I use my personal brand to help people adopt digital transformation for their small business.
Yeah.
But once I reach out to them and like analyze or hear their problems, that's when I upsell uh, my business, my company,
Yeah.
especially if they need a more robust business application. And
Mm-hmm.
then for the business side, the leads that we get there from our company, we once we pre-qualify them, and then we see na this one fits into Dennis Hilario brand, like accounting knowledge and whatnot. So like it has to be strategized that way,
Yeah, that's
diba?
true.
So um, our company is more of building the product brand,
Mm-hmm.
and then my personal brand is more of building my advocacy to help small businesses in their digital transformation. Yeah, that's my take on it. You can make like a overall strategy that should not be overlapping between the two
Yeah,
entities. Somehow it should be complementary between the two, diba?
right. Okay, I think that's my question. All my questions for now. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and listening to this. I hope you guys were able to take something that you can really apply for your personal branding this year, especially. If it's your first time consuming this, don't forget to subscribe wherever you're consuming this from. Comment down below any suggestions or even questions you still have about your branding, and don't hesitate to look back at our previous episodes on the different types of marketing as well. And so, yeah, that's all for today. See you on the next one.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching or listening the Extra Life in Business. Have a great day.